So we've got two swings here, okay? One from face on, one from down the line. Now, again, as we said, the stuff we did obviously like lesson one way back with the club turning into a spot to get you understanding and the feeling of what a golf shot looks like and feels like when it does that, yeah? It goes way left. We've got the club face a lot stronger in your grip. The club face was shutting down, and now the ball then is now going left, okay? And I think you've got to a point now where you've almost done it enough, and if not too much, okay? We can now play about with that club face, as we said, which also helps us hit draws, hits fades, hits different type of shots, okay? So if you're in a constant shot going left, there is a go-to now, okay, with right on the club face at 11 o'clock, I'll just turn it back a little bit and make normal, natural swings. Because when you try and make swing change on a golf course, the swing never changes. It basically stays the same, you just think differently, yeah? And the outcome's worse because you're thinking more, yeah? The swing's kind of what you've got that day. How can we adjust my setup to compensate for what am I in a draw today or a fade? Is the wind off the left, off the right? Is the ball below my feet, above my feet? All these factors are going to decide whether or not you can have more or less club face open or closed. But that setup for me is looking really good. When that club was more neutral, you were able to come back in the golf ball now and get your impact now with your hands leading the golf ball, yeah? None of this kind of like flicking from back here. We've had some bids where your hands are kind of way back here, like scooping at the golf ball, which is going to cause a big hook anyway. And that was one of the sort of mechanisms you put in when we first started. When your golf ball was obviously curving like this, to try and fix that, you just had your hands way back behind the ball, scooping it. But often hit the ground behind the golf ball as a result. And just, yeah, it might straighten the ball flat, but not a very good shot, okay? So this one now with the hybrid. This was a normal straight shot. We talked about the draws and fade, okay? Obviously, if the wind is blowing in this direction from left to right, you want to set up basically straight to target and try and draw it into the wind. Yeah. The draw and the wind will counteract like a backboard kind of thing, and the ball will fly eventually straight. So if anyone ever tells you, if it's that dead straight, the wind's not affected it, tell them what does a bullet do in the wind? A bullet gets affected by wind, so your golf ball's going to get affected by wind. If it's flown dead straight, a la the previous one that was like 5 foot away, you've put right to left spin on that ball to counteract it. And obviously the opposite of that from left to right and so on, and right to left with the fade and the draw, okay? But in terms of the swing now, with that grip neutral, club to top of the backswing, your arm now is much more across your shoulders, yeah? Not so steep as it was the other day on the range, okay? Coming back down now, closest to that forearm, okay? It's in a good spot. Club's coming back in the golf ball now from a good angle of attack there, okay? Shoulders are nice and square. Bit of daylight between your right arm and elbow showcases you're kind of in this position now. You're not the old kind of over the top. Hips are moving well because the foot action you got there. Release the target, and then, yeah, just a really good hybrid. And this was going 200 plus kind of with ease, yeah? I mean, it was. I mean, you weren't trying to batter the living whatever. I mean, you were just swinging it nice, and the ball was going 200 plus, yeah? So just look at that grip, okay? I think you've maybe gone a little bit beyond where you need to get to now. We can kind of come back to neutral. And as I said, because your club now is swinging from this angle, whereas before it was swinging from this angle, you couldn't square the club face up. We had to kind of manufacture or manipulate a way to get the club face back to the ball square and you seeing a ball going that way. And once that ball started going this way, then you were able to move this club more from the inside and more underneath, which you've now done with the practice and the sort of changes you made. And now we've got to find a middle ground now with that club so the ball flies more that way, not that way.
Cool.
Okay, mate?
Yeah, makes sense.
Fair play, mate. Some really good progression there, mate. So, yeah, very, very good. Okay?